In this tutorial, we're going to explore the relationship between pre and post distortion EQ. Begin by loading bassguitarloop.wav on an audio track in a new 110 BPM project. We're using Ableton Live 9 as our host here, as we're going to create a dedicated audio effect rack for this tutorial, but you can follow the principles in any DAW. Insert Graphio CM on the channel. Turn off the exciter and bit reducer modules. Then crank the saturator's gain knob to 25 dB before pulling the output level knob back to -11.5 dB. We've created quite a bloated and fuzzy effect. But we can improve this with a combination of pre and post EQ. So load an instance of Live 9's EQ8 device, being sure to place it before Graphio CM in the chain. On the EQ's analyzer, we can see that the majority of the loop's energy is focused around the low and low-mid regions. So it figures that these frequencies are pushing hardest into the distortion. Highlight both EQ8 and Graphio CM in the chain, then hit Ctrl or Command G to group them into an audio effect rack. Let's set up the EQ so it will pull down those heavy low frequencies. Activate EQ8's first band if it's not on already. Leave it set to a low shelf. Then set the band's frequency to 120 Hz. And Q to 0.5. By assigning the level of our low shelf cut to a single macro knob, we'll be able to control other parameters with the same macro. Right-click Band 1's gain knob and select Map to Macro 1. Then head into the rack's macro mapping editor and set this parameter's minimum range to 0 dB and its max range to -9 dB. Now the EQ's low shelf band is pulled down when we turn up macro 1. And we can now use this same macro knob to apply an opposing low shelf boost after the distortion plugin. Duplicate the EQ8 instance, placing this copy after Graphio CM in the chain within the rack. Then open the macro mapping editor again, and set this parameter's minimum range to 0 dB and maximum range to 9 dB. Now, turning up macro 1 will simultaneously pull down a low shelf cut pre-distortion and boost the same frequencies post-distortion. This tames the effect of the heavy low frequencies entering the distortion stage, and then boosts these same frequencies after, retaining weight and smoothing out the effect. To finish, you can always head into Graphio CM and adjust settings to taste, to tailor the response to your liking.
Download over 30 exclusive plugins. Get hundreds of pro-quality samples and power up your production skills with in-depth tutorials. We break it down for you step by step, and you'll see exactly how it's done in expert video guides and producer masterclass sessions with pro producers. Get all this and more with Computer Music Magazine every month on iPad and iPhone, PC and Mac, Android, and in print.